All right, so today we're going to really dive deep into the world of cryptocurrency
Okay.
and see if we can figure out if 2025 is the year that it just blows up.
Yeah.
We've got your expert insights on financial forecasts, political stuff,
Right.
basically everything to figure out where crypto's going.
It's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough.
Like predicting the weather in a hurricane.
Yeah, exactly.
But we've got a lot of good information to go on.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what we can come up with.
Okay, so let's start with the economy.
Yeah.
What's the current state of things, and how do you think that's going to impact something as unpredictable as crypto?
Well, everyone's kind of nervous about a recession.
Right.
Things are too good to be true right now.
Yeah.
But the data doesn't really support that.
Okay.
We've got Jeremy Siegel. He's a finance professor at Wharton.
Okay.
And he's saying there were like 550,000 new jobs just last quarter.
Wow. Okay, so that's a lot of people working.
Yeah.
But does that actually mean that the economy is doing well?
Well, and that's the thing. This growth, it's being driven by productivity,
Interesting.
not just inflation. So Siegel, he thinks this is really good for the economy long term.
Okay.
And what that means for crypto investors is that a more stable economy is going to make things less volatile.
Oh, so it's not going to be such a roller coaster.
Right, exactly. More like sailing on a calm lake.
I like that.
And when things are calm, investors, they like to take more risks.
Okay, so they might be more into crypto.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay, so we've got a potentially good economy, people open to risk, but then you throw in the 2024 election,
Right.
and crypto is suddenly a big campaign issue.
Yeah, you've got all these politicians now calling themselves crypto champions.
It's true.
And it's not just talk like Coinbase.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, they launched this whole Stand with Crypto thing
I've seen that.
with voter guides.
Hmm.
And they're really trying to get crypto-friendly policies in place.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to get voters who care about crypto to come together.
Yeah, and Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, he's been saying that politicians are finally starting to see that clear regulation of crypto is super important.
Ugh.
Not just for crypto, but for the whole economy.
So it's not just about making sure people don't get scammed.
Right.
It's about making sure that the technology can actually succeed.
Exactly. And that leads us to the big question.
Yeah.
Regulation.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing for crypto?
It's really tricky
Yeah.
because you need some regulation or else it's just chaos.
Right.
But too much and you stifle innovation.
Where do the things stand on that right now?
Well, the U.S. is at a crossroads, especially with this whole Gary Gensler situation.
Oh, yeah, he's the head of the SEC, right?
Yeah, the Securities and Exchange Commission.
And he's become a pretty controversial figure in the crypto world.
For sure, he's really come down hard on crypto regulation, which some people like.
Like, they think he's protecting investors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But others say he's stifling innovation and making it harder for new crypto projects to get started.
Oh, so it's like he's protecting people but holding the industry back.
That's the dilemma.
Wow, what a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, and with the election coming up, it's unclear if he'll even stay in that position.
Yeah, true.
So a lot of uncertainty right now.
For sure. Yeah, that is a tough spot. I mean, with an election year and this powerful regulator maybe leaving, and then this whole debate about how do you let crypto grow without letting it turn into like the Wild West.
Right, and that's the big question for anyone who wants to invest in crypto right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if there's a new person at the SEC, things could change a lot.
Yeah.
They could be really into crypto and make it easy for people to invest.
Okay.
Or they could keep things strict and slow things down.
Yeah. I'm getting nervous just thinking about it.
It's like waiting for a race to start, you know?
Sort of.
You're just like antsy waiting to see what's going to happen.
Okay, well, before we jump into that race,
Yeah.
I'm curious about what other countries are doing.
Uh-huh.
I've heard that the European Union is doing some interesting things with crypto regulation.
Yeah, they have this thing called MiCA. It stands for Markets in Crypto Assets.
Okay.
And it's basically their rule book for crypto.
So instead of each country in the EU having its own rules,
Right.
they're trying to make it the same everywhere,
Exactly.
which would make things less confusing, right?
Yeah, a lot less chaotic.
So what kind of stuff does MiCA cover?
Pretty much everything from protecting investors
Okay.
to stopping market manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
And even stuff about the environmental impact of crypto mining.
Wow, they really thought of everything.
It's a really thorough approach, and a lot of experts think the U.S. should do something similar.
So it's like the EU is figuring it out as they go,
Right.
and the whole world is watching to see if they succeed.
That's a great way to put it. And the U.S. has to decide if they're going to follow the EU's lead or do their own thing.
Man, so much uncertainty, so much potential.
That's crypto for you.
It really is. It's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah.
So for our listener who's probably thinking, this is all very interesting, but how does this actually affect me? What would you say?
I would say pay attention to what the Federal Reserve is doing with interest rates,
Okay.
because that affects how much people are willing to risk their money.
And that includes crypto.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if the Fed keeps raising rates, people might not want to invest in crypto as much.
They'll put their money in something safer.
Right. But if rates stay low,
Mm.
then crypto could do really well.
Okay, so those announcements from the Fed are important to watch.
Definitely. They can really shake things up.
It's like those financial news stickers you see on TV.
Yeah,
You might just ignore them, but they can tell you a lot about what's going on.
absolutely. And speaking of the bigger picture, don't forget about the election.
Oh, right.
Whoever wins could have a big impact on crypto, depending on what they think about regulation.
So you're saying our listeners should be paying attention to politics.
It would definitely help because things can change so fast.
Yeah, 1 minute a candidate is pro-crypto, the next minute they're not.
Exactly. And that can have a big impact on the market.
So it's like a game of chess. You have to be thinking several moves ahead.
It's
It's really kind of like trying to predict the future, right?
yeah.
Which way is that leaf going to blow in a tornado? Too many factors.
So many variables.
But that's what makes it so interesting, right?
Exactly. It's always changing.
Keeps you on your toes.
It keeps things exciting.
So before we wrap up, anything else our listeners should be watching out for?
Well, we talked about the economy and politics,
Right.
but don't forget about the technology.
Oh, right. That's important.
Yeah, crypto is all about technology, and it's always evolving
So new projects popping up all the time
all the time.
and upgrades to the existing ones.
Yep, and that can really shake things up too.
So it's not just about like the price of Bitcoin going up or down.
Right, it's bigger than that.
It's about how the technology is actually being used.
Exactly. Like, are there new ways to use blockchain?
Okay.
Are developers coming up with new solutions to problems?
So it's about the actual value that the technology brings.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't know, betting on a horse race versus investing in the company that breeds the horses.
I like that analogy.
And you don't have to be like a tech genius to understand this stuff.
No, not at all.
There's tons of resources out there.
Yeah, do your research.
Read articles, listen to some other crypto podcasts.
That's it.
The more you know, the better off you'll be.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, I think that about covers it for our deep dive into the future of crypto.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
We talked about the economy, politics, even the technology itself.
And hopefully it's a little less mysterious now.
Yeah, hopefully our listeners feeling a bit more confident about navigating this crazy world.
Exactly. Knowledge is power.
So any final words of wisdom for our listeners before we say goodbye?
Just stay curious, stay informed, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
I love that.
There's always something new to learn in the crypto space.
It's true. It never gets boring.
Never.
And remember, this isn't financial advice, just a friendly chat about crypto.
Always do your own research.
Until next time, happy investing, everyone.